But as I pan across, look, there's a red one in the middle. There's double terminate clear right next to it. Right next to it. See all those little double terminateds? There's one. That's white. I'm Moto. That's Mr. Meow. And he knows what's coming, even though he cringes when I say it. Let's go on an adventure. I don't even know anymore. Let's go. This is absolutely incredible, buddy. Apache Death Cave. Yeah, our car got stuck. They're really cool, aren't they? Whoa. See how they're all over here? Okay, I think we're at the highest point.
It does seem that.
Almost looks like brain. That is crazy. Yeah, that's definitely petrified wood. Man, that's a whopper. The whole other side is just filled with it.
It just sucks.
Yeah. Check that out. Yeah. 3 minutes away, and it looks like we're turning into Bottomless Lake State Park. Woo, let's go. So it's just after sunrise.
Yeah.
I'm here, Moto and Mr. Meow, the day after winter solstice. And you need a high clearance vehicle, don't you, buddy?
Yeah.
For that last part, yeah. It was Google Maps didn't even have the road, so I pulled up the satellite view and we looked at the dirt road.
I had to help you with a part of it because
Yeah.
it was that hard.
And so we navigated to the pin, just doing the satellite view for the last 2 miles to a real beast. You can have a 2-wheel drive, but you have to have high clearance. It was really bad. And you can see, there's sunrise.
Literally, it's that.
It's that. It's this road right here. And I'm not even showing you the worst part. This is actually quite good for what averaged out.
Good bit.
This is the good bit.
No, the bad bit's like a little bit over there.
Yep, but we're going to start looking for our Pecos diamonds, aren't we?
Yes.
Pecos diamonds. Okay, here we go. Okay, we're about 20 minutes outside of Main Street, downtown Roswell, New Mexico. And we're going to start looking for Pecos diamonds today. So it's not even 1 minute. And there's one. There's one. There's one. There's one. There's one over here. Let's take a look. So these aren't well formed, but they're definitely what we're looking for. And these tend to be reddish, it looks like. Mr. Meow already found like 2 right next to each other. So this is a good spot. Pretty cool. Great. So I don't know if you can see that, but there's one with a bunch of little terminations on it. Pretty cool. Now 1 minute later, here's another one. And this one is pretty good. This is what you're looking for. This one's double terminated, which means it has a point on each end. So we might get more picky in what we pick up because there's so much material here. This is nuts. See, we barely even moved away from the car. And these red ones really stand up. There's double terminated. See, they're really teeny, but they're red. These ones are red. It's pretty cool. So I think I'm going to be picky and only keep the really good ones because I'm finding so much stuff on the ground. So we found an ant mound. Mr. Meow's got the tweezers out. And there's tons of little ones at the ant mound.
Yes, and I need tweezers in order to pick up the itty bitty ones.
Yeah.
I just got one.
That is teeny.
These are small.
Yep, go ahead and put it in a container. And then we've got these lock jars from a thrift store. They were $1 a piece. Really handy to collect stuff, huh?
Yes.
Screw top, so if you drop it, nothing spills out. Okay, try to get the medium-sized ones and we'll keep moving on. But yeah, a lot of these small ones are double terminated and they're red. Really cool stuff. How many did you pull out?
I don't know, like 25 to 50? I don't know.
Let's take a look inside there.
I don't know, it's ridiculous.
That is ridiculous, bud. I found another ant mound and there was a ton of little ones. But when you look around for the big ones, they're harder to find, but if you find an anthill, man, you can get like 50 little ones. Pretty crazy, huh?
I'm always trying to get them to good at
Yeah. That's amazing. We'll keep going. Okay, I think I found another one. Yeah, double terminated. Pretty cool. Tweezers are actually a really good thing, especially when you're wearing gloves because it's cold this morning. So I'd recommend bringing some tweezers. It's a really good idea. Okay, here's some of that gypsum. This is where the crystals grow. And that one has the red color, which is why some of these quartz crystals are red. They're picking up the same minerals. But if you look, it's kind of like the host rock. A bunch of gypsum here. And then as they erode out, that's what you grab. So we're looking for that chalky white, a little bit of staining. And then we'll look around to see if we find anything. Although I have to say, you know, if I find the raw gypsum, there's no crystals really around it. It hasn't weathered out yet. Of course, maybe I'm lying because I think I just found one. It's a little, yeah, a little teeny one, not great formed, but there's one. Guess we'll keep looking. Your hands are freezing. You're finding tons of stuff though. You found more anthills. You probably have 100 now, those little guys. Yeah, so if you stop at an anthill, you can easily find 20, 30. Probably find one every 10 seconds if you're really fast with tweezers. Yeah.
If you find something like this, just sweep it off.
Yeah, you can root around a little bit. That's a big anthill. You're going to be there for a while.
Yep.
I'm going to keep walking, okay, bud?
Yep.
There's our car. We still can see our car. We're not even that far away from it.
Yeah, but the
Jeez.
sun is getting in the way.
Yep. Okay, I'm here in the ant mound. And I don't know if you can see it. It's a little one. And they're really teeny, but they're everywhere. Like that. I'll get my little cup over there so it's easier, faster. So there's one. There's one. There's one. There's one. That's one. Oops. The tweezer skills are not great. There's a dark one right there. There's a clear one right there. Like that. And I know the quality's not great, but that's kind of how fast you can find them just by looking really closely and stopping at an ant mound. You find a ton of them very quickly. And they're not big, but they are, a lot of them, quite good as far as the shape. And then every once in a while you'll find a dark one too. So there's a dark piece. You come over here. There's a double terminated. There's a nice little one there. Nice little crystal. But yeah, they're just everywhere you look. And if you're good at tweezers, there's another double terminated. And you can find a bunch very, very quickly. And they're kind of right in front of you. There's so many, you don't really know what to pick up. There's another one. I'm sure people are pointing at the video going, there's one, there's one, there's one, there's one, I know. So I should probably stop filming and actually pay attention and pick up a bunch. But that's kind of how it's going out here. We're finding just hundreds of these little suckers everywhere. There's another double terminated one. There's Mr. Meow, he's on his way over. Okay, well now we're trying a sandy spot. I found this cluster, which is pretty big for out here, right? That's pretty big.
That's hold on. That's probably an extra large.
Extra large, okay.
An XX large.
XX large. All right, goes in the container. Boop.
Trust me, I can define anything.
Yeah, let's try the sandy spot because all the big ones are really easy to pick out when it's all sand.
Yeah, this one's like a medium size right here.
Yeah, there you go. Cool. We'll keep looking. Found a big one. There it is. It's bigger than tweezers.
Oh yeah,
It's got a nice point. So that's 2 in less than 5 minutes, all in the sand. So maybe we'll stick to the sandy spot for a little while, huh?
Probably.
We're having good luck. Are you kidding? Most people remember when we go to crystal hunting, we only find none or maybe 1 or 2 after 3 hours? This is great. We're finding some every minute. Yeah, look at that. Look at the containers. Crazy, huh?
Mine's smaller because I've been doing anthills most of the time.
Yeah. And there's another whopper, I think. Where's a dud? Won't know. Oh, kind of a dud. Oh well. Whoop. Keep on looking. All right, gets on a bigger one. Check that out. That's really cool. And they tend to come in groups, so there's some little ones here. There's one. You see that? See a little one there? Right there. Oh, another little one. Another little one. So yeah, not bad. Seems like they're all over. Mr. Meow is somewhere over there toward the car. So this is the position that most of you will find yourselves in if you're looking for these little teeny Pecos quartz crystals. Because there's so many if you find an ant mound. Or you find a good spot. I think he's found a good spot. Let's see your container, bud. Man, he's found a lot already. Check that out. Great job. Just inching along, huh? Look at that, you're just picking out like one every 10 or 15 seconds, if that. Wow. Okay, here's a video of an anthill. See, there's one.
There's one?
Yeah. But as I pan across, look, there's a red one in the middle. I want to pause the video for a moment here and stop and have you take a look to see how many crystals you can find in this image. Go ahead and take a look, and then I'll highlight all the crystals I could see. Ready? Here's what I found. I think that's what makes this location so exciting, is you can just hunker down and find as many as you want, provided you're willing to look for them. There's double terminate clear right next to it. Right next to it. See all those little double terminateds? There's one. It's whitish. Yeah, you found one. See how they're all over here? So if you find an anthill, you can just find tens and tens and tens, and because they're so close together, you can pick them out really fast, can't you?
Like this.
Yeah, they're concentrated. Just look at that. Look at all those little crystals in there. So that's what you're looking for, is kind of like an anthill like this. Yeah. So we're gonna pick over this anthill and keep going. All right, just pick through that anthill. And what do I see? But there we go. Check that out. Beautiful double terminated. Look at that. Looks like it's got some stuff coming off the side too. That's a good one. Okay, the sun came up and it's really easy to see them when the sun is up. It's amazing how easy it is to find these guys. Check that out. There's 2 of them right there. And a third. Yeah, there's tons of them that I can see now that the sun's out. So picking's gonna go a lot easier. A lot easier. Your best find yet? You wanna show it to me?
Might be.
Okay, let's zoom in. Hold steady. Come on. Oh, that is pretty good. Cool. Well, I'm gonna pick up my 3 that I found right here. Check that out. Okay, it's been about 2 hours. My container is completely full. Check that out.
Mine's not, but I'm having a really tough time trying to open it.
Is it getting grit in it? Sand in the threads? Okay, well mine's completely full, so I'm gonna move everything to a Ziploc bag, put it in my backpack and keep going. Oh look, there's one right there. Check that out. Wow. And so we were looking on these kind of like mud flats. And once I found like a bunch of big ones close together, I called them over, and now we're finding a bunch of medium-sized ones. So it's almost like the crystals form in together and they wear out and erupt. So if you find one good zone, you can find a whole ton pretty quickly. Right, bud? So you kind of got to scoot along real quick, and then if you find a cluster of them and you're finding a bunch in a row.
You mean like this cluster?
Yeah, you call people over. Alright, I found two big ones, but they're kind of weird looking. Let's see if we can get them in sunlight here. So it's like a weird cluster on both ends. Really strange how they got squished. All sorts of shapes and sizes out here. How you doing, bud? Now that the sun's out, you find lots? Yeah, awesome. Okay, back in the container. Oop. Okay, I'm walking back to the car. And I've got another 3/4 of a cup. I'm gonna drop my coat off because it's warming up. But we've been doing this for nearly 3 hours, and it's not even worth shooting video because it's so good. All right, it's been a while. Found some medium-sized ones. Mr. Meow's been parked over there for about 10 minutes. We should go check out what he's doing. I lost my tweezers, which is never good. I lost my tweezers. I can't do the little ones anymore. Mr. Meow still has his tweezers though, so let's check it out. You've been doing this for a while, bud. What'd you find? Did you find a spot with a bunch of little ones? Oh, you're just inching your way along, aren't you? Oh, there's one. That's finger size for me. But yeah, they're just everywhere. Check that out. So there's one there, there. You found a good spot, bud. Okay, keep going. We have to get in the car soon, but you go ahead and keep picking away, okay? I'm gonna keep looking for medium and large size surface finds. Look at this, he's still going. Still going. Okay, bud. It's time to get going. Come on. Got about 10 minutes to get back to the car. You were there for like 45 minutes in one spot. Must have been finding lots of good stuff. Meanwhile, I'm gonna check out this thing right here. What's this? Oh, not great, but something. All right, come on, bud. Time to make our way back to the car. Okay, final pour. How much did you get? Here's my bag. It's like half a quart. Oh, you got more. You got a lot more. It's not as much volume, but you got more because you have a lot more tea stuff. You did great. Are you tired? Are you tired? Oh no. So we pulled just a little bit up the road and stepped out, and this place is even better. So I would say if you don't start finding stuff right away, just creep along, stop, and check, because they're everywhere. And instead of a specific exact GPS address, it's better just to drive maybe 500 feet or 1,000 feet. Stop, take a look at where no one's been before. There's tons. Okay, you got like 2/3 of a cup. It's been 25 minutes in this new spot. And there's an entire cup. So this spot is a lot better. We'll stick around here for a little bit longer, huh? You want to stick around longer? Stick around longer? Stick around? Okay. Okay, we're at location number 2, which is about 40 minutes away from where we last were. And you're still gonna listen to your music and jam out and look for stuff, aren't you? Yep, okay. Well, this spot isn't like the last spot where there's stuff right away. So I think this one's one of those times where we're gonna have to dial it in or walk around and move and experiment, try to find a place. And both places that we've been to have had a lot of cases and bullets, so there's that. Okay, the car's still within viewing distance, but here the crystals are clear and they're pretty small, but they're kind of buried in the mud, which is why we weren't finding them just by walking really fast. You kind of have to stop and look at them. Look at each one. Is that another one? They're mostly fragments too. These are like mostly incomplete. Or they're drusies, where they're really teeny clusters tightly packed together. Oh yeah, see, there's a little cluster there. So I guess we're in a spot. Maybe not as good as the last spot.
Plus we found bullets.
Well, there's lots of bullets. Yeah, I gave you a bullet. There's bullets everywhere. People are shooting everywhere around here. You can even hear them shooting in the distance. Oh well, let's start spot number 2. So these ones are kind of harder to see and find, where I find I have to kind of crouch and kind of look along. And then when you see a piece of quartz, you have to pick it out and then you have to look at it to see if it's even a crystal, which takes time. So these are a little bit harder to look for. And Mr. Meow just creeped up because he kind of found something that I didn't. It helps if you look in the sunlight. But yeah, it's kind of slower picking. You have to get a lot closer to the ground to find stuff. So I'm finding that if I crawl, it's a lot easier to spot them. And a lot of them are little teeny clusters, kind of like drusies. Little teeny micro clusters for the most part. It's mostly what's here, and then every once in a while you might find a double terminated, but they're usually really teeny, like this one right here. But you have to get up close and personal. It's really dirty. I'm going to be completely mucked up by the time this is done. But yeah, just slowly inching ahead here. Let's see if we can find anything else. There we go. Yeah, if I back out, see, even like 3 feet off the ground, you can't really see them. But if you get up close and personal, you might find something. But they are awfully, awfully small. Very, very small for the most part. So they are here. It's just they don't. They're not as much contrast, I guess, or the soil's a lot more like sand here, so it's a lot harder to see them. For some reason, they're not sticking out as much. Also, they're not red. They're mostly clear, which makes a big difference. But they're here. You just gotta kind of crawl along. So as I walk along, there'll be spots with pretty much nothing, and then what I'll notice is a bunch of stuff all in one area, maybe where the water runoff was, and that's where I start to get on my hands and knees and get close up and look for stuff. There's one, there's one, there's one. But it really is slow going. But I try to find a few things, get on my hands and knees, and then I pick a few things up and I keep going. So there are here, it's just that they're very, very, very teeny and they're clear. So overall it's a good spot. I'm finding stuff pretty quick. It's not like lots of other places I've gone where you're lucky if you get 1 or 2 crystals in an entire day. Okay, I found something kind of cool. It's the matrix, but it's got this really crazy greenish blue tint to it. And it's kind of cool. So, not what we're looking for, but I think it's kind of neat. Might keep these two pieces, just because they look cool to me. It's kind of the fun of rock hounding, is you never know what you're gonna find. Well, we tried going across the road to the other side, thinking it might be better. But as I walked all the way down to a fence line down there, there's absolutely nothing. So after about 30 minutes of that, I'm gonna just walk back and see if we want to just go back to our other collecting spot or try moving the car a little bit down the road. You finding stuff? Bud! I was listening to music still. You tell his Bluetooth headphones, man. Sometimes you find things that aren't crystals. Looks like it's a jackrabbit, sort of bunny. Looks like he found something. Kind of cool. Skulls are kind of cool. Probably keep that. I'll have to put it in a different container. It's kind of sweet. Let's keep going. Okay, that wasn't as good. Walked around, found some things, but not nearly the quantity. So we're just gonna try ambling along the road and see if maybe the pin was off. See if there's another pull-out we can try. Here we go. To the next stop. Next pull-out. Climbed a little hill. No luck. Ooh. But I did find a femur. Ooh. Time to go back to the car. Mr. Meow's hanging on the car. He's a smart one. He's resting. Resting his legs for the next journey. He's letting me do all the work to scout. Smart kid. Okay, it took about 5 stops just inching along the road and getting out. Found another place. This little spot here, and I dropped a pin, so hopefully I'll be able to share the GPS with you guys. Anyway, there's the car, a bunch of electrical poles. Let me turn this camera around. So at this spot, I walk for like maybe 2 or 3 minutes, maybe 5 minutes. Don't find anything, and then there'll be a whole cluster of them all laying in the area. So Mr. Meow's got it right. You stop and you get down low and you pick up all the bits you can see, and then you move on to the next patch you can find. A little bit different way of hunting. The first spot was definitely a lot better than this because it was everywhere, but here it's kind of like hunting, right? You have to find a good spot and then you kneel down and pick up a bunch and then you keep moving on, huh? You tell me all about hunting. Oh, you're talking about real hunting. I was talking about rock hunting. It's kind of like you find a good spot and then you find a bunch of stuff and you move on.
Oh, you're talking about rock hunting.
Not real hunting. Yeah, this is nothing like real hunting. You're silly dilly. Let's keep looking. It's really weird. You kind of walk around finding nothing for about 3 or 5 minutes, and then when you find something, there's like groupings of them. So I wanted to show you kind of what it looks like when you creep up on one. So that's a larger one, this area, and that's kind of like a cluster. Yeah. I suppose I'm doing okay, which is all right. And see, there's a double terminated one right there. So yeah, I'll find one. And I'm crouching over the whole time. My back is going to be wrecked by tomorrow. And then I'll find maybe 4 or 5 in a little group, and then nothing for feet for the next foot, 5 foot, and then come over another grouping. It's kind of nuts the way this works. Anyway, what I also love is how Everything's weathered except for the cow treads, which are near the cow steps. But you'll find everything's weathered right on top of the mud. Just like that. Just pluck it right out. Boop. Find you can. Okay, I've resorted to crawling because it seems to work really well. You can see there's all sorts of crystals there. It's easier if you have the sun on them. There's another one. They're just kind of inching along and picking up all the little bits. Now that I found a spot where they seem to be popping out. Kind of weird, but yeah, hands and knees. Slow going, it's really hard on the back. They're here. While I'm here, I want to mention there are gypsum crystals. So if you like gypsum, that's great. So these large crystals, this is the gypsum crystals. They can look pretty cool, but that's not Pecos diamonds. So if you're finding big stuff like that, that is gypsum. And it is everywhere. So if you're into gypsum collecting, this is your spot for sure as well. Just thought I'd let you know in case you have misidentification. You think you're finding a huge Pecos diamond. Probably not. Fine, bud. A femur. A leg bone. Yeah, there's tons of bones around here. Lots of small animals are dying.
How is this small?
That's pretty big. Might be like a deer or a pronghorn. I don't know what's around here. Antelopes. Maybe. Good find. That's a leave it. That's a leverite. You leave her right there. We're just wandering around now because the sun is getting really hard to see the small stuff. I believe that is one of them. Yeah, that's a pretty big one for out here. Cool. Guess we'll keep looking. How are you doing? Show me your canister. Filled with dirt. What have you been plucking out of the ground? Just dirt?
No.
Well, the dirt sticks to the little crystals, so if you find a lot of little stuff, then that's the price of a lot of dirt. Okay. Oops. Once you hit a good spot, they're all over the place, aren't they?
Yep.
So you just kind of walk, and then if you find a bunch of them grouped together, there's going to be a whole pile for the next maybe 10 square feet. Then they run out, you keep going. But I found like 30 in the last 5 minutes. Lots of crazy looking shapes and colors. Mostly clear here, or white, aren't they? Clear or white. Yeah. Cool. Well, the sun's starting to... An hour left of sunlight, but shadows are getting so long, it's getting hard to find them. So we'll keep going maybe for 30 more minutes, huh? So we found another good spot, but it's kind of like there was nothing for a good 100 feet, and all of a sudden I saw one, and it was kind of small, but then they started appearing more and more, so I called Mr. Meow over. We're cleaning up, aren't we? It's our last big rush because we only have 15 minutes left. Probably less now. These are 14. Here's our official timekeeper. There you go, 14 minutes. 30, how'd you do? Show me your canister. Whoa. Was all that in the last, that was all in the last 30 minutes? Last 15 minutes maybe. And there's my stuff.
It's the last 11 minutes?
Yeah.
10?
Since you ran to the car. That was all in 10 minutes? That was all in 10 minutes, so if you run around and the light's good, you can find lots of stuff. I think it's a huge success. What do you think? Yeah, amazing. Found tons of stuff, bags and bags. I've got at least a quart and a half. You probably got the same, especially when they're so teeny. That's a lot of stuff. Okay, now all we have to do is start walking back to the car. Oh, there it is. Way over there. All right, let's start going. And go back and impossible to resist the allure of the anthill, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, finish up, bud. I'm gonna start walking toward the car and then you can catch up, okay? Yeah. Alright, it's 4:40 and right by the car. Right by the car. It's tumbled. Last Pecos of the day. 4:40, time to go back to Roswell and eat. Special thanks to the Crystal Collector and That Camping Couple. With their videos on YouTube, I was able to get the GPS coordinates to plan this adventure. If you're looking to go on your own adventure, I'd recommend watching their videos, which I've linked to in the video description. Thank you. All of the GPS coordinates for all of our stops are included in the video description. You can go there, then to Google Maps to plan your own adventure. Here's a satellite view of our first stop. And here's an overview of all the places where we shot video or took photographs during our explorations. Here's a satellite view of our second stop north of Roswell, New Mexico. And here's a map of all the content that we took while we were exploring. Good luck. Yeah, it's where the outside humid air is hitting the cave air. It's causing mist. That is really cool.